A nonprofit files a complaint with the Education Department. They're requesting an investigation into the University of Pennsylvania and its failure to disclose the source of millions of dollars in donations connected to China and Joe Biden. One America's John Hines spoke to Paul Kamanar, the senior counsel for that group, and has this report from Washington.
What are you hoping to ascertain with this complaint you are filing with the Department of Education?
John, the Department of Education is required to enforce a law that's been in the books for 50 years. It's a national security law that says universities that receive foreign money shall disclose all the money that they receive. And if it's over $250,000, they have to disclose the identity of the source, whether it's a foreign company or a foreign government. And what we found going through the database at the Department of Education, that the University of Pennsylvania, which is also connected to the Biden Center, has received multi-million dollars worth of contributions over the years. And just in the last 3 years alone, they received $67 million. Now, of that, they marked $22 million as anonymous. And you look through the chart, anything over $250,000 has to be listed as the source. Here we have a donation of $14.5 million. Who's the source? University listed as anonymous. We're not telling you. So we're demanding.
But it indicates that the source is in China.
These are China sources because you can do the search by the country. So these are China sources. This is a national security problem. This is a clear, blatant violation of the law.
A lot of the money is anonymous. And these contributions are made to the University of Pennsylvania. They aren't specifically made to a particular institute or center. So how do we know perhaps where these funds might be going? Can you kind of connect the dots?
Well, yeah, it's very simple. I mean, the money is coming into the University of Pennsylvania for their international studies. It's not going to their classical department of Latin and studying Greek. So that money is obviously dealing with international affairs. The Penn Biden Center is the premier operation there at the University of Pennsylvania for international affairs. They have a thing called Penn Global, which uses different departments, and one of the key departments is the Penn Biden Center. It's clear that if it's not going directly to the Biden Center, it's indirectly. But there's one more point about this. The contracts may have restrictions or conditions on them.
The contracts?
The contracts and gifts from the country.
Oh, I see.
May have, here's your gift, but we have some strings attached. We want to see the strings attached. We want to see if
Are they required to disclose that?
They're required to disclose that too. So we're going to get
the University of Pennsylvania is required to disclose contributors over $250,000, the source of contributions. Foreign sources. Foreign sources, meaning from an international organization
or a foreign government.
Foreign government,
yes.
Which it appears they have not done with regard to the Biden Center for Diplomacy and Global Engagement, as is required at the University, which is required by law.
So we're demanding that the Department of Education enforce the law that's been on the books for over 50 years and get this information to the public, because it's a national security problem to see what's going on here.
Not only the amount and the origin of the funds, but also the purpose. That also is required, apparently.
If it's restricted or conditioned, now they can give them an unconditional grant saying, here's $5 million, build a new student center.
But if there are restrictions, then it
has to be disclosed. That's correct. And what's also interesting about this is that the chairman of the Board of Trustees of the University of Pennsylvania is a big Democratic fundraiser. He raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for Barack Obama. And on the very day Joe Biden announced his candidacy, April of 2019, the very first place Biden went was a big fundraiser at the Mr. Cohen's home, where he raised a lot of money for Biden. So here you have the chairman of the trustees of the University of Pennsylvania raising money for Biden, getting Chinese money in for the Biden Center. There's something rotten in Denmark here, John. I'm sorry. This has to be exposed.
Paul Kamanar, counsel at the National Legal and Policy Center. thank you for joining us on One America News. It's good to catch up with you.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.